People respond differently when you're aligned. It's not something that you have to change around you. It's just something that you have to return to, if that makes sense. For years, there has been advice on how to be this, how to be that. I'm all for helping others, but when I hear that you have to buy this, when you have to do this, you have to change your routine to this, like to an extent, sure. Everything that you ever need is always gonna be from within. All the extras are just tools to help you. But you have to know this. That is the first standard to ever being magnetic. This isn't about how to look magnetic or change your environment to attract better things into your life. I got a download recently that was about how true magnetism is when your nervous system is calm, when you're fully present in your body and in the moment, and when you stop worrying about how you're perceived. I was in a new coffee shop. That is a big thing for me. I am never gonna come on here and tell you guys things and then be like, act like I'm perfect or not give you my experiences. So going to a new coffee shop is a really big thing for me. I've had health issues in the past. I've just always been an introvert or had like social anxiety because I'm always constantly so self-aware of the room around me and people's energy. And just because I have that gift does not mean I need to internalize it and be worried about me, because that is just people's projections, right? So when I was in this coffee shop, I've noticed that the two girls were college girls. That's their journey, probably immature, and I'm pretty sure that they were talking about me, and I immediately saw a synchronicity, and it was, I think, like either 555 or 999, and those two numbers pretty much mean like this chapter is ending where you give a shit. So basically I noticed how I was perceiving what they were thinking about me. Maybe I was subconsciously getting nervous, and God immediately wanted me to just stop, because that does not matter, and where I'm going is just so much better than worrying about what people think about me and controlling where I go and just getting back into old habits. So, oh, a butterfly confirmation. This is gonna help so many people. I didn't do anything different, but the world around me is responding differently, and that right there is the shift. And I know it probably doesn't make sense right now, or you're gonna get overwhelmed and be like, how do I get to that point? And it's all just little by little. Take this little by little, because my really big awakening was in October and is currently only July. So I feel like I learn new things every day, and then when I look back on my week, I'm like, wow, look at how many new things I learned. So don't ever force yourself to know things like this. I used to look up to people that looked polished, put together, and honestly, I didn't even realize I was giving that, but a lot of people always say like, oh, you look like you have your shit together, and I'm like, wow, that's a compliment. I'm slowly getting my shit together. For me, that means like a calm nervous system, but they're talking about in the old societal standard way. So I was just like, wow. But that's what I used to think magnetism was. Like, I wanted to be that high, hyper independent woman. Magnetism isn't about controlling how the world sees you. It's about how safe, soft, and calm you feel in your own body, and the stability you have within yourself. It's the energy of someone who doesn't need to be chosen because you already choose yourself. That is a big line that people don't realize that they don't do for themselves yet. I was guilty of that. So I'm finally choosing myself. And that is what magnetism is. It's what happens when you stop shape-shifting for what you want and you let whatever needs to come to you recognize you and meet you where you're at. It's only when you're being your authentic self. Authenticity is one of the highest frequencies. Being calm is magnetic. Self-respect is magnetic. Even your stillness, when it's rooted in more trust, it draws in more constant motion than hustling, hyper independence, trying to look polished, trying to be perfect, trying to control outcomes, trying to hit up this person ever will. These are some shifts that made me magnetic. The first one is I stopped over explaining myself to people, because you are not about to catch me over explaining myself and trying to convince someone to be on my side, that I'm not crazy, to believe me, to believe that I'm worthy of what I'm saying. I've never been the type of person or girl in a group setting that needs to be the one talking all the time out of everyone. And when I do see people like that, boy or girl, this is gender neutral, I get sad, because it just means that they want to feel so included and chosen. And it just shows, like, for the people who know psychology, the people who know spirituality, it just shows that from the jump. I didn't exactly do that, but I tried to like interject myself in a conversation when I realized that I was getting lost in the sauce, and I was like, okay, I need to be a part of this conversation. No, you don't. If people are not making you a part of the conversation, a part of the group, a part of the energy, that is okay. You speaking just for force and not from your truth is dimming as well. It is dimming yourself. It is making yourself smaller. And now I don't mind being softer. I don't mind being calmer. I took myself out a lot of environments because I needed my nervous system to neutralize before I even put myself in certain environments ever again. Looking back and reflecting, I may never go back to certain environments ever again. I don't want to isolate forever. You should not isolate forever, but just you need to figure yourself out and how you want to feel in these environments. You're allowed to be soft. You're allowed to not have to be speaking to feel important, because you know yourself now. You don't need to be the loudest in the room to be chosen or to be the most important, to be the person that's right. I don't know why, but I got this random thought that let the dogs bark. You don't need to bark. You can be really comfortable in your softness. When you're really passionate about something and you feel it's coming from truth, absolutely, like, be the loudest one in the room, but don't do it out of trying to be chosen. You don't need to prove you're strong anymore. It's felt. Once you start becoming magnetic, it is felt. Not every video, I'm speaking to myself, not every video or not every encounter has to be about my spiritual awakening, the way that I'm healing, making something your identity. Let's just start there. You don't need to post or talk about every realization you have, making it your identity. That's another thing, to try to grab onto an external thing to feel important, because you're so diverse and fluid. Everyone is, and we all have things to share at different days and times. That's another thing that helped me become more magnetic and just be so stable within myself and my voice, like not gripping onto a niche, which I know everybody has an area of niche, but like committing to a niche has never felt normal to me. That's why I feel like I haven't grown as fast, because I don't want to box myself in, but my growth is going to come now more than ever. Transparently, I do feel so magnetic to who I am and stable in who I am now. Your presence is always going to do the talking for you. You don't need to grip onto an identity, I promise. I let go of urgency, which is really hard because I still to this day have to, like, just little by little, just if I notice that I'm like feeling urgent about something, I get kind to myself. I'll speak to myself out loud and I'll just say, nope, there's no urgency. I'm soft. There's time for this. I'm okay. I'm safe. It's just how they have programmed us, so that we're always stressed and just not being the best versions of ourselves. When you let go of urgency, you trust divine timing as well. Your stillness will begin attracting once what are chasing repelled. Something that I'm working on every single day too, but also have gotten a lot of progress on, is having peace with being misunderstood and just forgiving, because forgiveness frees you. I'm already moving like my life is beautiful and embodying it. I try not to wait for a milestone or any external things to make me happy, and it's been working. Everything's a work in progress, but the more you embody all these things, the faster you actually can feel all these things all the time. But we are human, and we just have to work at it every single day. I do have to take a little bit more aligned action and do it from a place of not lack or urgency, which I'm working on, but I'm doing way better. I have become unavailable for anything that costs me my peace. If it's costing me my peace, I am not going to do it. I love you, but I love me more. Oh my gosh, that's the type of time I'm on right now. I love you, but I love me more. This is the first time in my life that I'm ever feeling this way, and it's so beautiful. And I think that's why I'm magnetic. You don't need to move cities, reinvent yourself, or wait until life is perfect. That last part, wait until life is perfect. Because I know a lot of us do this. We wait until things are together before we start something. That's just self-sabotage. You just need to remember who you are when no one is watching you. That's where the power is. Returning to truth, returning to yourself. That's where the magnetism lives. And from that place, everything that's meant for you will finally feel safe landing for you. Like I've said in my other video, if you didn't watch it, go watch it. God will only bend to your free will. If you are not ready for something, and you are not only showing yourself in the world, but God as well, that you're not ready for something and your nervous system is not stabilized, it cannot land safely. You are just not ready to hold that kind of responsibility. It will not be rooted in truth. It will not be rooted in the fact that it's yours. My channel is a lot of co-creation type of energy. I want to help others when I have channeled messages. I also want to help people with what I've currently learned. I also sprinkle in my experiences with it because I'm only human and I don't know everything. I'm just so happy to be helping everybody, and I'm so happy that there's some momentum happening. And I don't want to like look at the numbers constantly, but I've always loved YouTube. And when I create from truth, and when I create from things that I come up with and not like trends, it just always ends up working out better for me. So every time things work out better and they are rooted in my truth and in my gut, and like I'm so happy doing stuff, I know that I'm in alignment with the path that I'm supposed to be on. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe, you like, you comment, or send this to somebody to help them. I'm all about giving back without breaking my back, because me and corporate, we don't go together, babe. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.